Have you ever watched a fandom destroy something beautiful? In 2019, a Tumblr fanfic united the South Park fandom like never before. Artists, writers, and animators came together to create something extraordinary. A webcomic so ambitious, so beloved, that it earned the title of the gold standard of South Park fanfiction. By 2021, it was gone, and the community that built it torn apart. This is the story of Hell Park. Whether you've read every panel, or you're hearing about this for the first time, this story will show you why fandoms can be both beautiful and devastating. Why passion can create masterpieces, and why that same passion can burn everything to the ground. Before Hell Park, there was Clyde's Ballapalooza Extravaganza. On January 20th, 2018, an artist known online as Wire, also called Creature Feaster, or Doodle Stab, published their first major South Park project on Tumblr. It was a modest success, a story about Clyde Donovan running a blog and getting into misadventures with friends. Nothing groundbreaking, but it caught the attention of talented people, artists, animators, people who would later become crucial to what came next. Among them was a mysterious figure known only as Mod Pip, a close friend of Wire's who had collaborated with them for years. Remember that name, it becomes important later. Then came April 23, 2019. Hell Park was born. The premise was deceptively simple. Craig Tucker and his friends, Clyde, Token, Jimmy, Kenny, Stan, and Kyle, are hanging out in Craig's room. They are high. Someone brings a Ouija board. What starts as a joke becomes something else entirely when the planchette starts moving on its own. Doors open without being touched. A glitching figure appears on Craig's phone. Objects move by themselves. His friends flee in terror, leaving Craig alone with the board and whatever they've awakened.
When Craig wakes up the next morning, he thinks it was all a dream. Until a new student arrives at school. A nervous, twitching boy named Tweek. The same silhouette from the night before. But here's what made Hell Park different from every other South Park AU. Wire didn't focus on the main four boys. Instead, the story centered on characters the show had forgotten. Pip Pirrup, Gregory of Yardale, Estella Havisham, Thomas, characters plucked from obscurity, some directly inspired by Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, and given new life as demons. Each with unique powers based on their personalities. Estella, beautiful and manipulative, could hypnotize others and create portals. Gregory, having spent years climbing the ring of fire in hell, could extend shadowy limbs from his body. These weren't just redesigns. They were complete reimaginings. And then there was the format. Hell Park wasn't just a webcomic, it was interactive. Readers voted in polls that actually influenced where the story went. They weren't just consumers, they were participants. Co-creators in a way that few fan works had ever attempted. Wire assembled a team of moderators, talented artists and animators like Nougats, Ty, and others. They created character bias with exact heights and color palettes for fan artists. They invented Hellspeak, a complete demon language fans could actually use. They built a Discord server where updates and exclusive content were shared. They even created an internal document called the Hell Park Rundown, originally meant only for new moderators, that summarized the entire planned storyline. When it was made public, fans devoured it. By mid-2019, Hell Park wasn't just a fanfic, it was a phenomenon waiting to explode.
If you spent even 5 seconds in the South Park fandom during 2019, you know what happened next. The Extraballz YouTube channel uploaded 3 animations that changed everything. You messed up. The bridge. Pip's indifference. These weren't amateur projects. They were fluid, expressive, emotionally resonant animations that rivaled professional work. And they introduced Hell Park to tens of thousands of new fans overnight. Suddenly, everyone was talking about Gregory. About the demons. About this incredibly ambitious project happening on Tumblr. Fan art flooded every platform. The Hell Park art style became so iconic that other artists started imitating it. And then there was Gregory himself. The fandom discovered something the creators hadn't planned for. Gregory, the primary antagonist, had become what internet culture calls a sexy man. His design, his attitude, his dress sense, combined with a predominantly female online fandom, Gregory became an instant fan favorite. Not because he was written as attractive, but because he just was. Even the memes reflected this obsession. Ugly Gregory, a purposefully unflattering image of the character, became inexplicably popular. The fandom couldn't stop thinking about him. With popularity came ships. Lots of them. Dip, Damien and Pip, Stangery, Stan and Gregory, inspired directly by Sonic and Bartleby's dynamic in the Sonic animated series. Cromas, Craig and Thomas, Kenpoo, Kenny and Dogpoo. Ships that had never existed before Hell Park suddenly had dedicated fanbases. Moderator Nugatz loved Dip so much that she created her own animation tribute, which achieved semi-canonical status within the Hell Park universe. The literary influences ran deep. Beyond Great Expectations, Gregory and Christoph drew heavy inspiration from Les Miserables. Matt Stone and Trey Parker had even based Gregory's Resistance song on the famous musical. By the end of 2019, Hell Park had earned its reputation, the most successful South Park fan work ever created. But success has a price. Here's something most fans don't know. Hell Park was originally supposed to be a Creek story. For those unfamiliar, Creek is the ship between Craig and Tweek. It became canon in the show itself back in 2015, when Matt and Trey incorporated actual fan art into the episode, Tweek x Craig. It's not just a popular ship, it's arguably the ship in South Park fandom. You can still see it in the first chapters. The way the story was heading, Craig and Tweek were going to be together. Then, in mid-2019, everything changed. A moderator, whose identity was never revealed, proposed a different direction. What if Tweek ended up with Christoph instead? Cromas was born. And with it, a war. The Creek fans, the Creekists, felt betrayed. This wasn't just any ship being sidelined. This was the canonical relationship, the one the actual show had validated, and Hell Park was taking it away. The Cromas supporters, the Chromists, defended the creative choice. This was an alternate universe. The creators had every right to explore different dynamics. Why should Hell Park be beholden to canon? What started as disagreement escalated into cyber warfare. But the ship war wasn't the only problem. Accusations started flying. Hell Park was ableist, some claimed, because Jimmy Varma dies early in the story, killed due to his friend's negligence in forgetting his disability. The accusation ignored important context. His death isn't glorified. It haunts the characters. It creates genuine consequences. His body would later be possessed by Leslie Mayers, becoming a new antagonist. Jimmy mattered to the story, but nuance doesn't survive Twitter discourse. Another controversy emerged around the sexualities of Tweek and Craig being changed from canon. This one, the moderators later admitted was a mistake. They apologized, took responsibility, but the damage was done. Then came the hiatus. In early 2020, as Wire worked on a separate project called Color Quest, plans emerged to redesign Hell Park's characters. The new designs used more geometric shapes. They looked different from Color Quest. They looked different, period. Fans hated them. The iconic Hell Park art style that everyone had imitated was about to change. And no one wanted that change. Behind the scenes, the pressure was mounting. The development had always been chaotic, Too many moderators, too many ideas, the original vision becoming diluted. Wire was burning out. And the fandom that had lifted Hell Park up was now tearing it apart. In late 2020, the last Hell Park comic was quietly published. Tweek no está aquí, Tweek isn't here. A short spin-off about entities playing with Tweek's fate, sending him to Earth on Halloween where no one notices his demonic appearance. It ends abruptly, just a few panels, a story cut short. No one knew it at the time, but this was the beginning of the end. After Tweek isn't here, there was silence. A year of nothing. No updates. No announcements. The Discord went quiet. Fans waited. Hoped. Theorized about what might be coming next. Then, in May 2021, the announcement came. Hell Park was cancelled. Completely, and Wire was withdrawing entirely from the Hell Park fandom. It wasn't just a hiatus. It wasn't, we'll be back someday. It was over. The gold standard abandoned. The reasons weren't hard to piece together. Creative burnout from years of constant production. The endless toxicity of ship wars. The controversy over redesigns. The accusations, some exaggerated, some fair, that had turned what should have been a celebration of creativity into a battleground. Wire left. And Mod Pip, that mysterious figure from the beginning, left with them. Today, Mod Pip exists only in private Discord conversations with close friends, surrounded by unresolved controversy. Allegations of inappropriate behavior that were never formally proven, but never fully disproven either. And then came the worst part. 2021 and 2022 became Hell Park's dark ages. The fandom didn't just move on. It turned hostile. Openly liking Hell Park became dangerous. Fans were harassed, isolated, called out for enjoying something that was now deemed problematic. The accusations, many of which were exaggerations or outright fabrications, spread unchallenged. Wire wasn't there to defend the work. The moderators had scattered. And in the vacuum, hate filled the space where love used to be. Fans from that era can still tell you stories. The discrimination. The isolation. The feeling that enjoying Hell Park made you a bad person. For 2 years, Hell Park existed as a cautionary tale. A reminder of what happens when fandom toxicity goes unchecked. When passion becomes poison. The blog stayed up. The comics remained accessible. But the community that had built them was gone. And then, in 2023, something changed. A TikToker, named weu989, did something no one had done in years. They made a video. A video that methodically dismantled the false accusations. That separated legitimate criticism from manufactured outrage. That asked a simple question: was Hell Park really that bad? The answer, for many, was no. The video went moderately viral. But more importantly, it started a movement. Other creators followed. Videos about Hell Park started appearing again. Fan art returned. The community that had been driven underground resurfaced. Hell Park was back. Not officially, Wire remained gone, but spiritually. A new generation discovered it. An old generation felt safe enjoying it again. A Spanish-speaking content creator named Peaks even attempted the impossible: Hell Park RI. A reimagining. A continuation. The most ambitious attempt to keep the story alive. It enjoyed brief popularity before its own controversies, later mostly debunked, brought it down. But even in its short existence, Hell Park RI proved something. The hunger for this world hadn't died. the characters, the ships, the potential. It all still resonated. Of course, Resurrection brought its own problems. The 2023 Resurgence also saw the rise of less savory content. Suggestive audio clips of characters, the dark side of fandom passion. A reminder that love and obsession walk a thin line. And then, unexpectedly, there was one more official update. In 2023, 2 years after the cancellation announcement, a 5-second GIF appeared on the Hell Park blog. Gregory, reaching toward what looks like a delete button. As if to erase everything. Many thought this meant the end. That the blog would finally disappear. But as of today, it's still there. hellpark.tumblr.com, the comics, the art, the memories, all preserved. But the community endures. 5 years after cancellation, fan art still appears regularly. Discussions still happen. New fans still discover the comics and fall in love with Gregory, with the demons, with the world that was built and abandoned. Hell Park lives on, just not in the way anyone expected. So what does Hell Park teach us? It teaches us that fan creativity can reach extraordinary heights. That a group of passionate people can build something that rivals professional work. Something that inspires thousands. Something that earns the title of gold standard. But it also teaches us the cost. That the same passion that creates can also destroy. That ship wars aren't just internet drama, they are forces that can kill projects. That harassment has real consequences. That creators are human beings who can be broken. And it teaches us that nothing truly dies if people still care. That communities can rebuild. That it's never too late to separate truth from exaggeration. That loving something problematic doesn't make you a bad person. Hell Park existed for less than 2 years as an active project. Its influence has lasted more than 5. The blog is still there. The comics are still readable. The world wire and the moderators built still exists. Waiting for anyone who wants to discover it. If you want to dive deeper into the mysteries of Hell Park, the hidden details, the dark secrets, the content we never got to see, check out our Hell Park iceberg video. Link in the description. And I want to hear from you. Were you there during the Golden Age? The Dark Years? The Resurgence? What does Hell Park mean to you? Leave your story in the comments. Subscribe if you want more content about Hell Park, South Park, and the fascinating world of fandom culture.